Have you ever been so completely, absolutely certain about something and also like unexplainably been completely wrong? I want to talk about the Mandela Effect. Have you guys heard of it? I'm sure you have. But just in case, the Mandela Effect is when like a large group of people all share the same false memory. Like the whole crowd of us misremembering the exact same thing in the exact same way, which is wild, right? Like, how does that even happen? The name comes from Nelson Mandela. He is the South African activist and president. And a surprisingly large number of people have this like super vivid memory of him dying in prison in the 1980s. They remember the news coverage. They remember it being like a whole thing. Except he didn't. He was released from prison in 1990 and he went on to become president and lived until 2013. Where does this memory come from? Some other ones like the Monopoly Man having like the monocle versus not having one. Like what? Of course he had that. And Looney Tunes, not Looney Tunes, like the double O. I know. Crazy. Fruit of the Loom, their logo was always like that cornucopia, that like basket of fruit, and now it's just fruit. And then this one's like close to my heart, the Berenstein versus Berenstein Bears. Like I remember this because it's the same spelling as my last name, Berenstein, Edelstein. It was always the same. So for them to just like switch it all of a sudden, like doesn't make sense. It's so weird. It's like this collective hallucination. Some say it's just how our memory works, like how our brains aren't recording everything like a security camera. They're more like reconstructing it, filling in the gaps with our logic and our assumptions. Others say it's social influence, like we absorb how the people around us remember things. And if we see someone saying something, we're like, oh yeah, that's the truth. There's my personal favorite, and what I believe in 1000% are parallel universes, timeline shifts. Like it's not that we're misremembering, it's that we're literally just switching to a different timeline, and that's how it was in this other timeline. So that brings me to my own Mandela Effect moment. And actually, let me state that I have had quite a few stories where I have experienced wild glitches, if you will. There's actually a fun story involving a ring in Mexico. Okay, I'll just give you the cliff notes of it. But it was on December 21st, 2021. It was the day the world was like not supposed to end, but it was like the start of the new earth. It wasn't 2012. It was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. Anyway, I found a ring and I wore this ring every day. It was in Tulum. I wore it every day. And in the morning I woke up and I noticed it actually completely changed the design. And then at dinner that night during a photo shoot on the nets at Azulik in Tulum, the nets high in the sky, it slipped off of my finger and fell high up, down through the nets, down to the ground. Like everyone saw that. And then later that night, it just magically showed up on the floor at our Airbnb. Even though literally everyone saw it fling off my finger and fell onto the nets. Glitch, such a glitch. But anyway, so I have a few of these stories. I experienced these little timeline switches like it's my hobby. Which I mean, it kind of is my hobby. Like healing is pretty much my hobby. My work, kind of my whole thing. And I think that it's actually what creates these fun little glitches. Like you heal and so you like shift timelines as you're growing, as you're changing, as you're evolving. I think it's just like reality trying to keep up with me. All of us, you know? Like we're all shifting together. Okay, but my shower head story, this is what I came here to tell you about. Okay, so I moved into my new place a couple months ago, right? You remember when I moved in here? And I have a shower filter, like the water filter that attaches to a shower head for like all the calcium and stuff. And I had it installed at the place I moved to first here in Nosara. And when I moved in here, I wanted to obviously set it up here at my new house. But And I thought it would be super easy. It's always been super easy to install. But the problem was that the pipe that was coming out of the wall was too big for the filter, which also meant that the current shower head didn't fit the filter because obviously the pipe matched the shower head. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I just need some kind of like adapter pieces, like something to bridge the gap between the pipe and the filter, and then another piece from the filter to the shower head, which seems simple, right? So I took the shower head and the filter to the hardware store because I figured if it fits those two together, then it's going to fit into the ceiling also, because the pipe is actually coming out of the ceiling. But anyway, they look at the opening to the shower head and they're like, they've never seen that size before, like where, you know, it twists in. And they're like, well, maybe it comes from another country because none of the shower heads that they had were that size of that shower head. Like none of them are made to fit that size of a pipe that's coming out of my ceiling for this. And they had no idea how to help me. Like they had no idea what I would need, what kind of, you know, adapter thing. So anyway, every time I went home, and then every time a friend would come over, like a guy friend, I'd be like, so, like, do you happen to know plumbing? And like 3 different guys have come over to my house, and I have all brought to them this situation, and each of them would act like I don't know what I'm doing and take the shower head and take it off and then see if the filter would work and realize that it was not the right size and see if it would work and realize it was not the right size, but none of them knew how to help me. And so one of the guys was like, let's go to the hardware store together. I'll talk to them. We'll figure out what you need. Like, he speaks Spanish. So I'm like, oh, maybe like there's something that they're just not computing with what I'm saying. So we take the pieces to the hardware store. He talks to them and he ends up getting the pieces that we need for it, like the 2 adapters. But we come back to the house and we try it and we realize like, oh wait, there's something like missing. Like there's still like one piece that we need in order to attach it to the pipe. I don't remember why, but it was just like this one little piece that we needed to get. So he's like, I'll go back to the store and get it. Let me take it with me. So he leaves with it and has it in his car, and something happens and he has to leave town like last minute and kept the thing in his car. He was gone for a month. So anyway, fast forward a month later, he comes back and he brings me the filter. It still has the connection pieces on it. And he's like, shoot, I don't remember what kind of piece we needed or what size. Let's go and just try it real quick and I'll take some pictures of the pipe with the pieces and we'll figure out what we need. So he unscrews the newer attachment that we had bought before and he holds it up to the filter to go to take a picture and realizes that it fits. Like he just screws in the filter into the pipe. And because obviously that worked, all of a sudden, he then takes the shower head and then screws that onto the filter. What? What are you talking about? All of a sudden it fits. Like everything just works all of a sudden. No attachments needed, no adapter pieces, no connection piece, whatever. Nothing needed. Like all of a sudden, after 4 people, no, I'm sorry, technically 6 people, 3 of the guys, plus me, plus 2 of the hardware store people, all looked at this and literally would not. But then 1 month goes by and all of a sudden, they just did. Ain't that some shit? It's so crazy. Like, the pipe didn't change. The filter didn't change. The shower head didn't change. But something changed. My timeline. My timeline definitely switched. What? It's so crazy. It's wild, right? Anyway, I am so fascinated by these stories, so please share your Mandela Effect story with me in the comments. I really want to hear about them because I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye, guys.